In this video, I'm going to continue summarizing the quest lore for Howling Fjord. So if you skipped reading all the text while leveling your character in Wrath of a Lich King, then this will catch you up on what you missed out on. Also, if you missed the last episode, then go ahead and click this link right over here. But if you're ready to go, then let's jump in and find out what's going on in World of Warcraft. When you start off, you speak with Great Mother Anka, and hand her the Vrykul Skull of Ascension, which is the item that you found, and it talked about the Thane back at the village of Scorn. And she says that you were right by killing the Thane. And because of that, he wasn't able to ascend and become something far worse that could harm the people here. Anka then mentions her son, Sage Mistwalker, and says that he had a vision of a wolf, so he headed west towards Steel Gate with a group of long runners in order to seek out the source of this vision. But he's been gone for a long time, and she wants you to head out there and see if you can help him out. Also, the Vrykul are conducting awakening rituals at a place called Jalabron, and they're using living sacrifices to fuel these rituals. So she wants you to free those that are locked up in the cages. And you should be able to find the keys to open up the cages on the Vrykul themselves. Now you make your way to the west and first stop at Jalabron. When you get there, you kill the Vrykuls that Chieftain Ashodom wanted you to kill, and gather the keys for the cages. Upon killing one of them, you find attack plans. And sure enough, they're planning to attack Camp Winterhoof again. But this time they want to use the Frostworm named Glacian for their offensive. So you need to bring these plans back to Celia Frostmane, who's located back at Camp Winterhoof. And once that's done, you leave Jalabron and head south to find Sage Mistwalker. When you get to his assumed location, you run up and speak to him. And he's pretty upset that his mother is worried about him, but he thanks you for coming anyways. And since you're here, he was wondering if you could just help out with a few things. Basically, he came out here because an old friend of his was calling to him in his dreams. So when he arrived at Steelgate and saw the dwarves snatching up all the artifacts, he got pretty upset because those artifacts could be something related to the history of the Tonkas. So he wants you to go down into the hole here and retrieve 10 of the Steelgate artifacts. Now you run up to Longrunner Skycloud. He says that when they were making their way out here, they lost a lot of their men to the Riven Widows, which are really, really big, huge, deadly spiders. And they can be located to the north in a place called the Rivenwood. So he wants you to head up there and see if any of his men are trapped in the cocoons. From here, you make your way north towards Rivenwood. And when you get there, you free Skycloud's men from the webs. Then you make your way back to Steelgate and collect the artifacts. Once that's all done, you report back to the expedition crew. Sage Mistwalker asks how many artifacts you were able to get. And when you hand him 10 that you collected, he grunts in approval, saying that he'll have to find some time to study them so he can understand their significance. But for now, there's more pressing matters to attend to. Hey everybody, so I just want to take a quick minute and say that if you're really enjoying this content, then make sure to subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit the bell icon for notifications, and also throw it a like because that really does help the algorithm and gets us out to more people so they can watch this kind of content. Also, if you'd like to support the channel and join the Order of Lore Masters, then check out the membership link down below. As we get more members to the channel, I'm going to be adding more perks like special videos for members only. And also, if you want to get deeper in this community, I stream here on YouTube every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, and I give you a little behind the scenes peek on how these videos are made. So if you got some time, then come check out the stream. I'd love to have you along for the journey. With that said, let's go ahead and get back to the video. Now Sage Mistwalker gives you a little bit more information about his friend who's been talking to him in his dreams. He's a warg called Ulfang, and he's been calling out for help. Mistwalker here wants you to go to him, but there's a problem. You can't speak with Ulfang because you don't have the means to do it, but Mistwalker says that he knows a way. To the northeast of here, on the top of Frostblade Peak, there's a shrine, and he wants you to go there and meditate in order to cleanse yourself of your inner turmoil, then return to him here. Longrunner Skycloud thanks you for saving his men from the spiders in Rivenwood, and says that it's best to steer clear of that area because, you know, big nasty spiders, that they're just never a good thing. Now you leave this section of Howling Fjord and make your way to the top of Frostblade Peak. Once you get there, you begin meditating at the shrine, and your inner turmoil shows up, threatens you, but you take it out like any other enemy. Now you head all the way back to Sage Mistwalker, and when you get to his location, you speak with him once again. Now he can sense that there's a change in you after purging the inner turmoil from your body, and asks if you're ready for what comes next. Mistwalker says that his friend Ulfang is in a cave on the snowy northwestern edge of Rivenwood. So he's gonna make you a magical disguise, which will only convince the wargs that you are a warg. But the most important thing is that it allows you to get close to Ulfang so you can help him out. Now you head north to the cave where Ulfang is located at. And when you get there, you put on the disguise, which allows you to enter the cave without being attacked. Ulfang notices that you're different in some way, and that you're not one from his pack. So you tell him the story about Mistwalker and the dreams, and he mentions that the sage has been in his dreams as well. So that basically makes you a friend because you know this information. Ulfang tells you that he was once the alpha male until the last full moon. That's when a strange white warg named Garwal came from the north and kinda took over. But he had help from two wargs named Beomulf and Varg. So to help Ulfang reclaim his position, you need to kill the two wargs that betrayed him. Now you leave the cave and travel to the area where they're both located at. Once you get there, you take out the two wargs. Then you head back to the cave, putting on the disguise right before you go inside. Ulfang says that the blood that he can smell on you pleases him, and that brothers should not turn on each other like they did to him. Now as for Garwal, he mentions that he hides behind a particular kind of magic. Pretty much nobody can see him unless he wants you to see him. But Ulfang has another enemy named Talonshrike, and she's said to have eyes that can see anything. So if you literally go get her eyes, then you might be able to see Garwal despite his magic. Talonshrike is located to the southwest of Scorn. So you make your way to that location. And when you arrive, you touch the eggs in her nest, which calls her down to fight. And once you kill her, you loot her for her eyes. Then you head out of there, returning to the cave with the disguise once again. Ulfang asks you if you got the eyes from the eagle, and upon seeing them, he howls loudly, saying that he wishes that he could have been the one to claim the kill. But nevertheless, he says we shouldn't waste any more time on this and just go ahead and eat the eyes. So after you eat the eyes, you should be able to see Garwal. And from there, you need to kill him and then report back to Sage Mistwalker. With Garwal dead, this will make Ulfang the alpha once again. So now you head out of the cave one last time. Find Garwal, engage with him in combat, and kill him. Then you head all the way back to Sage Mistwalker. He asks how Ulfang is doing, and you tell him about Garwal and how he turned into something else during the fight, as you can see here. Mistwalker says that he wasn't a warg at all, but rather a worgen. And he finds it interesting that he came from the south of Grizzly Hills, because there aren't any worgens there. With this quest turned in, you complete the 12th chapter in Howling Fjord. But we're missing those quests from the undead encampment to the west. So let's go check that out. From here, you leave Sage Mistwalker's presence for the last time, and arrive at the apothecary camp to find out what the Forsaken have been doing all this time in Howling Fjord. This part of the storyline is really long, so we're gonna have to split this into 2 separate episodes. But I'm really excited to finish off this zone and move into Boring Tundra in the future. Which technically right now, as of filming this episode, we're in the middle of recording all that footage on the stream for that area. And before we end this, I do want to give a huge shout out to the Order of Lore Masters. Your membership contribution really helps build this channel up, and I can't wait to make content specifically for you guys. If you'd like to join the Order of Lore Masters, then go ahead and check out the link down below. And with that, we'll see you next week when we continue to find out what's going on in the Tales of Azeroth.